Hello and welcome to another Let's Play of Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind. This time we're about to play the Putrid Bog, a side quest. And please give me your feedback on this video, how the video quality is in general, especially the sound and the visuals. Because I'm not using my tablet, which I used previously, I'm using my smartphone. Because my tablet, apparently the camera broke, at least the software for it, and I can't record it with it anymore. So, without further ado, let's go right into the narrative. You arrive at a foul-smelling, unfrozen bog, a jarring anomaly in the wintry landscape. Steam rises lazily from its bubbling warm surface, the water dark and murky with decaying carcasses of both human and animal origin. Putrid sulfuric vapors cling to everything around you. Each step produces a sickening slush beneath your feet, accompanied by the unsettling snap of bones hidden in the muck. Despite the grim surroundings, the bog offers a tempting shortcut. So, we already have placed the tiles, the entrance, the encounter 1 and 2, elevation aquatic, tokens indicated in the field layout. And now, determine hostiles and the environment. Roll 2 die. Let me just grab these. And let's see what we will have. 2 die, a 12 and a 5. The higher roll determines the placement of the hostiles. Hostiles, yep. And the lower determines the placement of environments according to its environment placing table. So, the 5 is here. We have a placed toxic environment on the tile 19B on 4, which is here. And 1 space south of 3, here and here. Okay. And for our hostiles, we have a 12. The unit rises from the murky water, surging forward with relentless and unnatural aggressions. Place a Bone Walker 3 spaces south of 1, which is just here. A Bone Walker 2 spaces west of 2, 1, 2, which is here. And a Forgotten Hero on 3, which is right here. Okay. Furthermore, we have Foul Weather. When you reveal a weather card during the quest, remove the toxic environment tokens, roll again on the environment card, and apply the new result. And quest if all heroes leave through the exit. Okay, before I place them, let's make a weather check. Hateful Fortitude, Regroup, Illusionary Ambush, and Precarious Ambush. Therefore, we have no weather here. I will just reshuffle the chaos deck, place all the tokens, and I'll let you join as soon as I am ready. Okay, as you can see here, I have placed the opponents, and just for you to know, I have chosen to try get my synergy card this time for Helping Hand. And to activate it, I have to collect 4 synergy points. Whenever another hero performs a climb action on the same space as you, place a synergy point on this card. And since here is 1 elevation, and we are at the higher ground and have to go down, I think I will just spend here some time and collect the synergy points to get this, because then I am able to LS crossing the same elevation, gain climbing, LS starting jump movement in the same space, extend the jump by 1 space. So this might prove useful. I have no idea what we will face in the last few quests. But with all this, let's go right into the hero's first turn. And this will be Nara in the strategic phase. She will cast or enchant herself with Soul Leech to gain a few more mana points. And then I think I will start with Anari, who will cast... she will go up here, and she will cast Melting Touch on Nara, so that she has Burning and Ignoring Armor. Burn 1, ignore armor. Then Nara will walk 1, 2, 3. She will go up to this one and attack. The Bone Walker, let's just have a look. Target of attack, and inside the same space, it will react with a melee attack. So, the Bone Walker has 1 strike because it's in his reactive role. Nara has 2 strikes. And she has no additional bonus, so The skeleton will have, because of Nara's buckler, will have a -2 on attacks, while Nara will have a -3 on attacks because of the skeleton's shield. And also the skeleton's defense of 10 is increased by 1 because there's another undead here. So the skeleton has a total of 11 for the defense, -2 it's a 9. Nara has a total offense of 16, -3 is 13. So Nara needing 13 or less. It's a 2 and a 6. The skeleton needs a 9 or less. It's a 2. This was a 6. So the 2s do not cancel each other out because no one's high, but the 6 cancels out the 2 of the skeleton. Therefore Nara hits 2 times. And the 19 is not enough, but the 9 is enough because she has a total power of 15. Since she's ignoring armor, therefore the skeleton is destroyed, but not burned. But 1 wound is enough to destroy it, which allows Nara to gain 1 mana point, a mana token. And coming back, Nara has the hit and retreat, therefore she's allowed to take another move action. And since this tile is a 3 slot space, Nara goes right up to the other undead. Next, will Nara activate immediately again? Theros will activate. 1, 2, 3 goes up to here. He will he attack? Will he not attack? If he attacks, the skeleton will try to dodge. Taking 2 movements, yeah. Theros will try to attack the skeleton. The skeleton will try to dodge. The skeleton has an agility of 8. With a 15, it will not dodge. Theros has a total accuracy of 18. With a 12, he hits. And the skeleton has +3 armor against range attacks because of its shield, so a total of 5. Assassination 1 increases the power of the Thanian crossbow to 19, -5 is 14 or less. With a 13, Theros is able to destroy the Bone Walker. So we have already removed 2 hostiles. Sagan will go 1, 2, 3, 4. He will run up to here. And Nari, 1, 2, cast Melting Touch on Sagan, goes 1 space up to here. Theros stays here. And Nara goes 1, 2, up to here. Okay. Sagan will not use his Ranger class, so he will stay where he is. And now it's the hostile's turn. Let's see what happens. We have daytime actually here, as you can see here now. We have daytime. Therefore, 2 different heroes can each heal 1 HP or 1 weak point, which is quite lucky, because if we have a look over at our heroes, no wounds, but Sagan still has 1 weak point left. Therefore, we will just take this one and put it away. So, fully healed heroes without any weak points. And the Forgotten Hero, in its active role, other walk stop if line of sight enemy. So, closest hostile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he will walk 1, 2, nothing happens. And he will walk again 1, 2. He goes up to here. Oh, and yeah. No, I just thought from a marksman, but he didn't stood idle. So here is the hostile. And now we are back to our hero's turn. And now every activation will trigger confrontation with the Forgotten Hero. So I think in this case Theros will activate first. But before that, since there is something with elevation, and elevation says, use climb to move over, cannot engage through elevation, melee attacks from below, can only adjust higher ground models have light cover against attacks from lower ground. So, Theros has the higher ground, and he will benefit from light cover, which provides a -2 range attack for the Forgotten Hero. So, Theros will engage in ranged combat against the Forgotten Hero, and Theros will not use his Assassination 1, but his Assassination 3 to get Overwhelming Assault and a second attack. So, the Forgotten Hero 12 or less rolls a 2, Theros 18 or less rolls a 20 and a 9. Luckily he chose Overwhelming Assault, so he wins this confrontation. Armor 6 against a power of 13, therefore 7 or less. 17 is not enough, 1 weak point, and Theros will try to do the same again. This time he will move 1 and 2 up to here, and he attacks. This time he loses the confrontation because 19 is not enough, he needs an 18 or less. And he has the 2 is beaten by the 4, so he is it. The Forgotten Hero has a total power of 13, Theros has an armor of 3, therefore 10 or less. With a 16, this is not enough to win, but this is a weak point on Theros. And here we are. Okay, now the Forgotten Hero is out of activation points, which, to be fair, will be his demise. And Neri goes up to here, casts. Before that, Sagan will use a climb action to climb down, giving this card 1 synergy point. Then Theros will go. If he stays here, Sagan will go up to here into the Toxic, where he only has to make a toughness roll in his strategic phase, and he will make an attack with 2 strikes. Usually, he will use second wind to get a third attack. He is unenchanted, therefore he has only an offense of 16, which is 1 hit. That was a devastating roll with a 17 and a 19. And then he has a total power of 15 minus the armor of 6, 9 or less. This is 1 weak point onto them. And now Anari will just walk 1 space, cast Melting Touch on Sagan, who will use his Martial Gravitas to immediately make strike 1, enchanted by second chance. Now he has an offense of 19, 2 hits, and a power of 15 ignoring armor, 2 hits, and he has also burn, which does anything, but 2 wounds is enough to destroy the Forgotten Hero, as we can see here. And now Nara will use a climb action to go down, which will be a second one. Theros, he moved twice, he cannot activate. Nara can activate another time, which will not do anything. Therefore I will stay where I am with my heroes, and Sagan will use his Ranger class to get 1 space back. So, with all this, let's see what the Chaos deck says. Sweet, we have now Dense Environment, which is quite interesting. Let me just put it down here. Because now every range attack is -1. And with this, back to our heroes. I will let Sagan go 1 space up with the first activation, and this is a 2 hero space. Sagan goes another space down. Therefore we have now collected 4 synergy points, and we can apply the synergy card to any of our heroes. When next to an elevation, other allies crossing the same elevation gain climbing. All their status jump, so this would be good to Theros or Nara. And let's have a look. Since Nara is always on the front, I think this one I will give to Theros, who is also the partner of Sagan with the sequented assault, so I have to keep that in mind, that every time Sagan hits and does not destroy outright, Theros is able to make a shot himself. So, This is the state of our heroes. Now, let's see what the next hostile card says. Terror's Embrace. Choose one hostile. Must perform moral roll. Each fails, and since there is no hostile, I will not apply this effect. Okay, now, since Theros is here, Neri can just go down. And before that, Sagan has the dubious honor, as always, to go to the Encounter 1. And Encounter 1. Shapes begin to emerge from the rocky walls as the path twists what appeared to be long dead remains of warriors just moments ago. No stir and rise. You advance quietly, hoping to remain unnoticed. Trigger and read Encounter 2. Okay, so basically it doesn't matter which one of these two we trigger, we go automatically to 2. Amidst the vapors clinging into the winter blanket, a small, dilapidated stone hut emerges from the gloom. The crude door, marked by deep claw gouges, hangs precariously from the single hinge, hinting at the brute force required to create such damage. As you peer inside, you catch sight of a massive thorn towering over the meager furnishing. The creature, ensnared in a daze, has foggy glazed eyes that reflect its hunger-fueled confusion. With foamy salvia dripping from its jagged cleft tusk, you back away slowly until the broken door crashes to the ground. As you accidentally bump into it, startled by the commotion, the monster heaves through the roof, unsettled by the accident. It begins searching for you. Place superior loot token north of 3. Okay. And roll a die. Here we are, it's a 2. Then the roll results. It determines the placement of a hostile according to the hostile ticker. Okay, Bone Walker, Noxus Monster, Oni Marauder. Noxus Monster, Oni Marauder. If you have Troll or Earth Elemental model available, you can swap the Oni Marauder for one of these. If you deploy the Oni Marauder, it gains resistance, poison, regeneration, and 2 HP. When you incapacitate the monster, it drops a common loot token. Okay, so we will place an Oni Marauder, because I have neither painted up an Earth Elemental nor the Troll, and I'll let you join as soon as I have done that. Okay, with the 2 Bone Walkers and the Noxious Monster Oni Marauder placed, Sagan will make an attack with his short bow. He has 2 strikes. The Oni Marauder will use one of his activations to try and dodge. The Oni Marauder has an agility of 8. So the black dice, the Oni Marauder's dodge. It's a 4, lucky for him, and Sagan failed to hit him with his arrow and bow. Therefore, the Oni Marauder goes 1 space up to here. Now, next, Anari will activate. She will cast Melting Touch onto Nara. And Nara will attack the Bone Walker. The Bone Walker has 1 strike in its as its reactive roll. And it's reduced by 2 because of Nara's buckler. Nara has 2 strikes. She has an offense of 16, and the bone minus 3 is 13. The Bone Walker 10 minus 2 is 8. So let's see. 8 and 6 for Nara, which beats the 3 of the Bone Walker. She has Melting Touch cast onto her, so she is ignoring armor. And I would have chosen Spectral Sight because there were no hostiles. So now 15 or less to ignore, and ignore armor, so 12 and 15. This Bone Walker is immediately destroyed. And since Nara has hit and retreat, she's allowed to go up to here. 1, 2, 3. And she will even go 1 space further because this is a 3 space to get into the contact with the Oni Marauder and engage it. And this means that now I will use the synergy effect from Theros to make with a climbing move for Nari. Also, Nari has the rope. So now she let's do a little bit different. Can I do it? Nara will just go up to here. That's far better for hit and retreat. Now Nari goes here, casts Melting Touch onto Sagan 2. Sagan has can make a melee strike with his Martial Gravitas, which is wasted. But Sagan will now go 1, 2 and attack the Oni Marauder. The Oni Marauder has a defense of 10. Sagan has 2 strikes. Sagan has a total offense of 19. He will make a third attack with second chance. He will risk it. The Oni Marauder rolls a 14. He fails. And Sagan, 18, 13, 14. He wins this confrontation, ignoring armor. Therefore, 3 hits at 15 or less to wound. 14, 14, and the 17 is not enough. These are 2 wounds. Burn quality of 15. Another wound. These are 3 wounds. And Sagan has finishing strike, so he's allowed to make another attack. 19 is hitting. 18 is not wounding, so these are only 3 strikes. Sadly, Theros has no line of sight. Otherwise, he would have been allowed to attack. But let's remedy this, and by Theros moving 1, 2, 3 and attacking with a Thenian crossbow, 1 strike, using assassination 1 for additional power. A 10 is a hit, 19 minus 3 is 16, and an 11 is enough to put a 4th wound onto the Oni Marauder, who has 2 additional hit points because he is the noxious monster. Now Nara will go 1 space up, and because this is a 3 slot space, Nara is allowed to attack 2. The Oni normally 2 attacks, but the Oni Marauder is out of activation point, therefore a 3rd attack, which means 3 strikes. Since Sagan is also engaged with the creature, Nara is boosted by her Lover's Bound to a total offense of 19. 12, 16, and 8. Yep, so 3 hits. Total power of 15, 1, 3, and 7. These are 3 wounds. With the burn quality, 1, 2 burn qualities. These are 3, 5 additional wounds. So it is at -3 and it is burned to pieces, or burned to ashes. And now, out of activation, Theros could activate, but he will stay where he is. Actually, no. 1, 2, 3 goes up to here to protect Anari. Sagan will just go in with his Ranger class 1 space back. Now, I couldn't have attacked with Theros because of the sleet. Okay, it's fine. Reckless tier 1 hostile gains sweep for this turn, and it goes to the closest one because it's aquatic, half speed and agility, so therefore he has only 1 space and another 1 space before it is once again the hero's turn. Starting with Anari, 1, 2, casting Melting Touch onto Nara, Arcane Step going 1 space further. Nara, she could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nara using her dash ability, which she has gained on level 3, which allows her to run and make a strike 1 attack against the hostile, who will just try to parry. Once again, the Bone Walker needs an 8 or less. With a 4, at least he hits. Nara needing a 13 or less. With a 9, she also wins this confrontation. She is ignoring armor because of Melting Touch. I would have chosen Spectral Sight because I didn't say anything else. Therefore, she is allowed to hit with... Burn is reduced by 1, but still ignoring armor. I would say this one is cocked. 1 to 10, it is not cocked. It is not cocked, it is a 19, therefore Nara failed to wound. Let's see now, as Theros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then Theros will activate immediately again after his running. 1, 2, 3 goes up to here and he will shoot at the skeleton, which will try to make a dodge action. So, dodging skeleton with a 20 it failed. Theros 1 attack with assassination and 11 hits. And with a 7, the skeleton has a total armor of 5 because of its shield against range attacks, and power 19, so 14 or less. The skeleton is also destroyed. So, now Nara will use another run action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And Nari activated once, and Nari will run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Sagan will also run 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he will use his Ranger class to go up to here. So, I will shuffle the Chaos deck, and then I will go into the Hostiles turn. Okay, let's see what most likely will be the last turn. Each hero must perform a moral. On the fail, they must perform another. Okay, let's see. We have our hero dice. And a Nari, who has a moral of, I think, 12. With an 11, she's fine. Sagan with a 16 is fine. Theros has a moral of 12. 15, he's not fine. With a 15, he goes 2 spaces towards the entrance. 1, 2. Okay. Then Nara, 17 isn't not fine, and with a 2, she goes 2 spaces to the exit. 1, 2. Okay, now it's the hero's turn, and since this is the strategic phase, Theros has to make a toughness roll. With a 12, he has a toughness 12. He actually managed to succeed. And now Theros will activate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sagan will activate 1, 2, 3, 4. And Nara will activate 1, 2, 3. And Nara will also activate. So, with this, I have conquered the Putrid bog. I will clean up the board, and then we'll go into the event phase. Okay, after we finish the Putrid bog, we go from dawn to daylight, and as we were going from the Hanging Valley Shrine, this was the Putrid bog, and now we go to the second event. And this event is Caught in the Blizzard. Just as you reach higher ground to survey the area, a blizzard engulfs the land. With invisibility gone and the cold biting at your bones, your only choice are to press on or turn around. So, advance the time by 2, distribute 3 weak points among your heroes, or Caught in the Blizzard. So, it seems we will be playing Caught in the Blizzard next, page 24. Let's just have a quick look. Here it is. So, with all this, I hope you enjoyed this Let's Play. Have a great day and see you for the next one. Bye!